Hello and welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name's Save with Crypto and I'm here today with my friend Maff. Hello Maff, how you doing?
Hello. Not bad, thank you. Yeah, just
Excellent.
yeah, I'm quite excited actually because I've set up um, this kind of auto cue type thing that's just off to the side of the camera. So I got this kind of thing that I've stuck to the windowsill, and it's precariously holding my iPad, so I can actually scroll up and down.
Okay,
So
well,
so in effect, I could be reading from a script should I want to. Not saying that that's what I'm doing. And it just kind of looks like I'm looking straight ahead of the camera, I think, except my eyes will be shifty because I'll be going side by side,
well
or
that's
side to side even.
that's completely ruined the illusion now, hasn't it? Really, sort of everyone
Yeah.
knows what you're up to. Anyway, I just wanted to quiz you
Oh,
about this.
yeah.
I just wanted to quiz you about this thumbnail that you've produced today because I'm trying to see the relevance of like the seven dwarves coming out of a cave, and then you've got Peter Pan and Cinderella.
Basically, I mean, you got it exactly right. Yeah, that's
Oh, perfect.
no. They're supposed to be the Lost Boys,
Oh,
but for some reason they got drawn with pointy ears, which is weird, isn't it? Because they were just sort of London children, weren't they? Who got snatched up by Peter Pan, I think, if I remember. Or were they taken away slightly in a slightly dodgy way by Captain Hook or something like that?
oh,
Um,
right. I think he's gonna get found out.
yeah, exactly. He took them to a special island.
Anyway, you've got a lot of questions here. Why is Bitcoin behaving the way it is? Is the stock market entering a new lost decade?
Oh,
And
I see. I see. You moved on very quickly from the.
no, I just know we're short of time. To be honest, I would love to
Yeah, for
talk
sure.
about
Yeah, yeah.
nonsense for ages, but
We could.
time doesn't allow. Anyway, you got lots of questions there, so
Yeah,
I think we should probably get on with it, especially if your auto cue is timed for a certain thingy. Is it?
it started scrolling already. Yeah, so I'm
Oh
stressing
God,
out.
is it really? So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Well, we've got to do the
I don't know.
jingle.
Just improvise. Yeah.
We've got to take 50 seconds for this. There you go.
Bitcoin price is predicted for you. Save with crypto and math. Bears and bulls will dance and move. Altcoins, shortcoins, stocks and forex too. Math and save will surf the wave. Bears and bulls will dance and
And I think to save time, I
Okay.
even put you on the stage. Your
Oh wow,
screen share,
that's pretty
and
slick.
removed
Yeah.
me. See,
Wow.
right?
Okay. So
Tell me
let's do
everything.
this. Yeah. Okay. I've managed to stop the auto cue thing from doing what it's doing. It's now static, which I'm a bit relieved about. Very very quickly. Let's have a quick look at some hellos. Try and whiz through these. Afternoon me and hi Nick K and lights camera action from Scotty. Hello gang from Monkey Stories. Yeah, that's interesting. Reluctant to trade until employment data drops today. So I forgot to keep track of that. So I guess we've got that
There
coming
is
up.
there is non-farm payroll as well, so
Yeah. So
expect
that's going to
volatility.
be. Do you know what the expectation is by any chance? It's going to be
It
kind
says
of.
40, but I don't know what that means.
Oh well,
Um,
yeah.
um,
So not sure what the ramifications will be like if it's. Is it one of these things where if the employment data is up, then there's less of a chance that we'll get another rate cut or that? Money is ages until the next potential rate
Something
cut,
like
isn't it?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so Lost Boys, good 80s movie. Yeah, I love that film. It's brilliant. They did a sequel as well, didn't they? Which I think nobody really heard of, but it was basically just the exact same film again, almost shot for shot. So why did they bother? Who Let's Talk Nonsense now? Uh, oh, morning. Is that meant to be a Kenneth Williams type of carry on this or that type
Oh
of
yes, ooh, morning. No, you have to say ooh, matron, don't you? Really? No.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking of actually. All right, UK was lower than expected. Fuse dropped along with gold and silver. Eek, eek, eek. FTSE, yeah, thank you. Just pretending to understand what you're talking about there. So, yeah, I must stop saying these things out loud. It's just I'm on like kind of there's no filter at the moment.
No.
Just things I should probably keep to myself. Right, yeah. So okay. Basically, there was a tweet that I saw this morning, which is kind of saying about this. So this is why Bitcoin and crypto behavior is confusing so many people. And are we confused though? I don't know. But so essentially, this is what it's talking about. So it's the stock market versus gold ratio, essentially. And so what we've got is this. So this black line is the stock market versus gold ratio. So essentially, when the black line is up, then stocks are up, and when the black line is down, then gold is up. So there's this kind of like it's like a eternal golden braid sort of thing. This eternal like relationship between the two. So there's always been this dynamic between stock markets and gold. So over extended macro periods, capital flows essentially from one to the other. You could view it as a two-horse race, because one kind of pulls ahead while the market has a risk-on appetite, and then the other one pulls ahead when it's risk-off. Hence, we have the potential for extended periods of. That sounds very formal. That doesn't sound like me at all. Hence, we have the potential for extended periods of equity underperformance. There have been a few warning signals this month, apparently, according to my notes, that we may be entering conditions that historically preceded a lost decade in equities. So the lost decade part of it is essentially so kind of like the stock market is booming over a number of years. It's like 1943 there, and that carried on for a long time up to kind of into the 1960s. Started to tail off, and gold kind of gained dominance, really. So in this bit then, gold was massively sort of outperforming the stock market during the 60s and 70s. Then, kind of mid 70s, early to mid 70s, it started to turn around again for a bit. There's a stock market relief rally, essentially. And then, boom, 1979, 1980, the stock market was at its lowest ebb, really. Is that right? Yeah, and gold is riding high at that point. Then, kind of a pivot point, it reversed. So, but that was that an entire decade? I suppose depends where you kind of count it from. So, like, sort of start of the 1970s, like end of the 60s into the 70s, then into the new decade, into the 80s. It was kind of a lost decade for the stock market, and it had kind of a similar thing again. So the stock market peaked at the beginning of 2000. We obviously had the huge stock market crash. So the smart wealth kind of rotated out of the stock market into gold as a safe haven. So that was 2000 down to just the end of that first decade of the 2000s, 2009, 2010, when the stock market began to recover again and kind of built up. What it does mean is that Bitcoin has never really existed in an economic environment where which hasn't been favourable to the stock market. So that makes it, there are double negatives in there. But all the time that Bitcoin has existed, the market has been favourable for stocks and shares. So that's a bit ouch, considering that we're now getting to this bit where the this rotation seems to be happening again, has already started happening. So gold has already begun to dominate over equities, which is worrying, I suppose. Not so well. I mean, it depends how you view it, doesn't it? You could view it that if we don't really mind where our wealth is held, look at it from an investment point of view. If you don't mind where our wealth is held, then not financial advice, but one might feasibly consider placing the wealth into gold, silver sort of commodities rather than the stock market at this stage. There is going to be exceptions. There's going to be some individual stock that continues to ride high, and whether it's Nvidia or Tesla or whatever the new thing turns out to be that takes over. Probably it's just going to be Nvidia though, isn't it? So, question then. Oh, actually, one other thing, just to quickly double down on that a little bit. So the gold and the Dow stock market ratio, essentially what we've been talking about. So this 100-year signal says what it says about gold versus shares. I won't go into all that. I just wanted to pick out from this that what was I picking out? So essentially, because the ratio, looking at this, is now at the point where the stock market's starting to fall, gold is starting to dominate again, then it kind of means, so either stocks are losing value in real terms, they're just losing value, or gold is gaining relative strength. It's a bit sort of, I don't know, because if we kind of make this really slick and just switch to, okay, yeah, so gold is gaining relative strength. It's just gaining strength, isn't it? Really, it's like over the course of the year, it's just continued to hit all-time highs. It's like pow, pow, pow. Goes from strength to strength. It's already started that that rotation process, or rather, smart money has already started that rotation. We're just kind of, as retail, we're just kind of catching on to that now. Really, it's like, oh right, okay. I think maybe our money's in the wrong place. so something to keep in mind anyway. Just the stock market in the meantime, that's obviously climbed. So these are both on the monthly. So like back to gold for a second. That's started to climb really strongly from there, didn't it? Like October 2022 went on its kind of just stratospheric spree upwards. The stock market, on the other hand, has climbed, if I kind of do that a bit maybe, from about the same sort of period. That had a bit of a big time dump while gold was climbing, but then kind of recovered. It hasn't quite recovered in the same, or hasn't quite climbed in the same sort of woomph kind of way that gold has. See what I mean? So there's that. Bitcoin, of course, has done that. so great. It's just it's so essentially it sort of feel like, so what's Bitcoin doing? Why is it just kind of been doing that? It's obviously had this crash. The stock market hasn't had that crash. I mean, we could. So, in a sense, it's already not really correlated. It's just, the on the plus side, it means that Bitcoin is just kind of off doing its own thing, which is mainly just crashing. So, does that mean that it's absolutely not correlated with this, or is it also caught in a bit of a vicious place, really, between gold and stocks? Because in one sense, obviously, Bitcoin is basically just, it's it's not actually, or it's the narrative that Bitcoin seems to want to have, if Bitcoin were a person, is that it's digital gold. Of course, it isn't really, though, because it still hasn't kind of turned itself into being this kind of just risk off safe haven type of asset. That's still very much gold, and and silver too, on a more sort of explosive side of things. So Bitcoin wants to be seen as risk off, as a safe haven, ride out the storm by putting your money into Bitcoin, but meanwhile, gold very much has that covered. It's just got the more sort of conservative traditionalism of just long-term stability. It's got centuries versus a bunch, like a few years of history. So that's something that's kind of difficult to defeat, really, to go up against. So there's that side saying like Bitcoin's caught between two vicious places. So that's one side of it. It's got gold that it's really competing with. On the other side, it still has the asset, the wealth rotation thing going on with stocks. So as a market turns slightly more towards risk on, then the wealth kind of rotates away from gold and it first into stocks, and then eventually into Bitcoin if we're lucky. So when it comes to risk on, Bitcoin is competing with the stock market. When it comes to risk off, Bitcoin's competing with gold. So yeah, it's a bit tricky. So also, because the ideal thing would be if Bitcoin just kind of breaks away from all of that and just is its own thing, has its own cycles and so on, economic cycles and what have you and whatever. But also it didn't really quite work like that, I don't know if Bitcoin really can break free now, because it's been spotted by big money in a sense, so they control its price direction now, but much more now than retail or the OGs, as it always kind of was. So get the feeling it's always going to be a risk-on asset when it comes to big money investing, the ones that really move the market. So probably the answer is just to, in terms of investment, is to play the game rather than, so basically play with it rather than play against it. So kind of, again, not financial advice, and I'm just shooting the breeze here, so just rotate your wealth into whatever the asset du jour happens to be at that stage in the cycle, and just kind of ride the wave that way. So, look at kind of, for example, just switching Bitcoin into Pax G or something like that, just to keep it crypto, as a possibility. I would never suggest moving all of your wealth from one to the other or anything like that. We talk about just balancing things, really. But meanwhile, probably trade, just make money that way to leverage the wealth, as it were. So that because they do say, don't they, that just in a bear market, that could be the most profitable time if you're a trader, and certainly stacking up again, ready for the next bull cycle. So,
yeah, I mean, but that's originally why I got into trading, really, because because initially I got paid for a little bit of work with some Bitcoin, and then I watched it go down in price, and then I watched it sort of quadruple in price, and then I watched it go down again. And I was thinking, well, that's good, but watching it go up and down isn't much fun, And then I realised that people were actually making money out of that volatility, and I thought that seems like good fun, So
ride the waves and things, up and
down. I mean, I don't really want to rename the channel Save with whatever's trendy at the moment.
No. But also it isn't Save with Bitcoin. as it is
No,
from
no.
that point. So like as I was saying, like with PaxG, just as an example, for digitized, as in like gold-backed digital thing, crypto thing, sort of. So actually, that'd be a catchy name for the channel. So, but yeah, just so like keeping it within crypto, you can still kind of switch, as long as there's some continued level of trust in PaxG and the like to maintain that stable like 1-to-1 ratio with gold, and not just to crash out and go to zero or something.
I mean, the actual similarities with gold is the idea is there's no boss, and it's a kind of thing that in theory holds its value, as in it'll be always worth one Bitcoin, and it won't no one's going to come along and change the tokenomics of it. That's not going to happen, hopefully. So that's the way it's similar. It's not. I don't think you can really totally compare something with like 16 years of history with something with like 5,000 years of history. So
for sure.
That as well,
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, definitely. I mean, like with it suddenly struck me actually that it's talking about Bitcoin kind of wanting to be digital gold, but obviously PaxG is digital gold, really, isn't it?
Well, yeah,
when you think about it,
it's got
so
gold.
It's kind of got that sewn up, really.
yeah. It couldn't actually be more digital gold than that.
Literally, also, it. So what was? I don't know. Yeah, I could get into long discussion about the philosophy and purpose behind Bitcoin and so on originally, but probably last longer than the 6 minutes remaining. Shall we have a quick look at? Oh, you are. Cool.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I just rested my whatever the side of your hand.
What part you rested on?
the bit below your finger, sort of a bit below your little finger. I don't know what it's called. The palm? No, not your palm. I don't know. Anyway, something there. Sorry, I was
like the padded part of your finger.
Something like that. Yeah. Sorry. Let's have a quick rip through Scotty's comments. Triple bottom and Solana one day. I've the problem with Solana is I just don't know what level it's comfortable at.
But should bring it up. Actually.
Sorry, I'll let you. I'll let you do the commenty thing. But maybe I'll do that.
Right. Sure. Oh yeah. So I think with Actually, let me just bring this back to its defaults. So basically, 1, 2, 3, and up. You'd think it's like it wants to do a reverse Bart Simpson, an upside down Bart Simpson, isn't it? Just I feel like it should. It's done that, isn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does look good, actually. I must admit.
Yeah. Of course, there'd be some level. Slightly wavy straight line, but there'd be some level of temporary resistance just there, I think.
But it was only April when it was down at 96.
True. Yeah. So it's kind of up high. Like Solana is still on the moon, really, isn't it? To all intents and purposes.
Over its lifetime,
yeah. It's got that lonely retracement level up there at 234 to clamber back up to. Could still do it. And I think, given that that's in its step 3, just assuming it gets up there, it should do that, shouldn't it? Off to the next moon. So, that liquidity level there that's drawing out is kind of that really done that really badly, but then it sort of ties in with that too, because there are actually 2 retracement levels just there. It's kind of marking out the completion of that structure, so that the price, it's one of those levels, isn't it? Like 162, the price obviously just kind of wants to return to that the checks and balances thing brings it back to that level. So we could, potentially that might happen for a while, and then whatever, that or that.
I think quite a lot. Is it tomorrow that we get the Japan interest rate thing?
I think it's Friday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So fairly sure it's 2-day things, Thursday and Friday.
Oh,
and
that's
then,
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what else have we got? Having wealth in the UK. What weirdness is that? Yeah, quite. Just because it won't be wealth for long, that's for sure. So, what have we got? All right. Unemployment data will be released today at 8:30 ET. Expectations 4.4%. That's huge. The US has suspended the technology deal with the UK that was signed during Donald Trump's state visit. Yeah, there's been a lot of that, isn't it? Trump just absolutely lost faith in the British government ruling body or whatever.
I think everybody has, actually.
yeah, to be fair. So I'll try not to go into too much of a political ranting thing about that. I mean, it'd be fun, but just in case there's still any Keir Starmer fans lurking around the place. So British public very much lost faith in them as well. What else we got? Space Catty. Hello everyone, good time for shorts. Probably. Do you think that's great? I mean, it probably is right, actually. But
I don't know. It just seems too easy, Everyone's talking about, 74k and stuff like that, and I keep thinking, is that what you do? Just go short now and wait for that? Maybe.
Potentially. I mean, that's an interesting pattern here. With the Solana thing, that was on the daily, but Bitcoin 1 hour got a similar kind of Bart Simpson-y, can't even say it, Bart Simpson, Simpson-y, almost pattern playing out. It's kind of double bottoms, kind of. Got back above that retracement level. It's gone along there a bit. It should. I just realised by setting to the defaults, I switched off the channels. Bring this back, and it adds nothing. Oh well. So lots over there. So it could potentially up to 89, 90k if it manages to bring. So it's essentially that area of liquidity there, which is also kind of where it obviously dropped. So if we can just kind of get to there, that level again was kind of important all the way across. 89, 90k. So that level 2, which was about 88. So if we're not just simply dropping like a stone through a wet paper bag or whatever, and down and out, then to 74 at least, then might hit that kind of 88 level, bounce a bit, maybe range our way up to 89, 90. So otherwise it's just kind of a long way down, isn't there? So the hopium case is that it at least comes up to that level, and if it can break above 90, then maybe might be able to sort of hold on, then break above 92.5 and so on up. It's not that doesn't seem that likely, does it? Unless it's so going to be dependent. Like if the Bank of Japan did say just on Friday, haha, gotcha, or we've changed our minds. We're going to just keep the free money train rolling for a while longer, and not raise their interest rates. Then then of course Damn, that's going to be so brilliant. I'll do that. Then of course that'll.
Sorry to be a party pooper, but I've got a party to go to actually.
Ooh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
All right for some.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, fortunately, but so, don't know what to say really. Can I be
Bye.
excused? Yeah, yeah. Have you done or
Yeah. Basically, that's all. That's all I really had to say today.
right?
So catch up on the next one.
Right. So sorry to cut it off short, but do check out everything in the links down below. I'll probably do a video later. I always say that and then don't get around to it, but I'll try to today because some things I probably want to talk about. And otherwise, see you tomorrow at midday. All right. Thanks everyone for coming, and please do give the thingy a like on the way out. All right. Take care. See you, Maff. Right. Bye.
Cheers.